Guys, Joseph here, bringing you another video about overcoming depression. This time I got myself a mic, so I'm going to actually purchase a better mic because this is a piece of garbage. And so whenever that comes in, I'll set it up and we'll get started from there. But today I wanted to talk about feeling inferior and dominant to others because I feel like this is one of the main reasons why people are depressed, because they feel inferior to other people, to other groups, to their friends, to their family. And then they suppress all their emotions, their feelings, their thoughts, and all that stuff, which causes it to snowball into a black hole, and they just become depressed and they suck in all the emotions out of themselves and people around them. So I think it's an important aspect to cover because this inferior dominant occurs anywhere you go. It occurs with your roommates, it occurs with your group of friends, it occurs with the people at work, includes the people you go to church with, the people at school, in your classroom, maybe your siblings, your parents, all that stuff. There's always a leader and there's always followers, or maybe there's multiple leaders and there's no followers, and maybe there's a lot of followers and there's no leader. So it's an important thing to understand, not only to overcome depression, but to also, it's just a good life skill to learn about when to feel, I guess, a little more passive and when to be more assertive, aggressive, because there's a time for that. There's a time to be passive and just, okay, agree, yada, yada, yada. And there's a time to, assert yourself, state your opinions, state your facts, state what you want to say, and be heard by people. So there is a time and place for these things. And I want to just give you a little more awareness on this. And I don't know if I'm correct. I could be wrong. There could be other scenarios and situations about, this topic. But from my personal experience and what I found useful and successful in my life, I'm going to share with you guys. So have you ever wondered about when to act inferior or dominant? So do you ever think about where you stand on the totem pole? So I remember in college, I always felt, at the bottom of the totem pole with my roommates. They were all older than me. They all had passions and hobbies. I was just in school. I didn't really know what I liked, and I always felt inferior. I always felt like I was at the bottom. I always felt whatever I said didn't really matter in the end, because it's always going to be the leader who chooses, where to eat, what activity to do, yada, yada, yada. So I guess in college that made me a little depressed, being always the inferior one. But I was not aware of that, so I couldn't really fix it. But if you are aware of it, you can use this tactic to your own advantage. So you don't have to go through what I went through and don't know why you feel like you're at the bottom, and instead accept that, being at the bottom is a very beautiful place to be, because it means that you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, out of your boundaries, and all that. So we all live in a society or group with people. I hope you guys are all people. And we all have like a certain set of hierarchy in a group setting or in a society. So such things can be like president of the United States, president like government. It can be like social circles, like the leader of a group of friends, the one that always chooses where to go, chooses what to do and when and all that. So there's always like a leader, the one on top, right? Someone that listens, someone that people look forward to, or people that are willing to take criticism from, or people that are willing to support him or her in whatever he wishes. So we all live in a society with hierarchy. That's pretty obvious. That's a given. So even way back, in the early days when there's like native people, there's still hierarchy. There's like a tribal leader, there's like some shamans, there's like some like strong warriors, leaders, generals, and all that. And then there's the followers. Most of the people are followers. So it's like a pyramid, right? There's like a leader on top, and then you have your second in charge, third in charge, la 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 la, and then there's like the general group of people in the end. So it's like a pyramid, and obviously everyone wants to be on the top, right? Everyone wants to be the leader, everyone wants to be heard, everyone wants to choose whatever they want. So now we're going to have to think of certain ways to get to the top. And it just started raining, so that's good. Makes the earth very moist and wet, and water is life. So I'm happy that here in Southern California, where it's really dry, we have rain. So I'm very thankful for that. So back to this topic. So everyone wants to be a leader, right? So how do you get there? So you have to understand that in order to be a leader, you kind of need to be promoted as a leader by higher officials, okay? We're not barbarians. We're not dogs. This isn't, showing your dominance by seeing how tough you are, how big you are, how strong you are, okay? We're not like animals anymore. We're sophisticated animals. We have a certain structure in society, and usually how people advance, up the status quo, or I don't know if status quo, but up the hierarchy ranks is being promoted by someone with authority or with power. So that's an important concept to grasp. You don't kind of fight for power, okay? You get promoted and you get chosen by people with power to join you with them, okay? So whenever you join a new group, you're always going to be at the bottom, right? Everyone starts at the bottom, unless it's like a weird situation like family members or whatever, or a close friend or something, right? But you usually start at the bottom. So when you're at the bottom and you want to be supported, you want to be moved up in the hierarchy, it's usually good to support the people that are, have more power, that have more authority, right? Support them. Don't talk back to them. Don't try to, state your opinion so hard that it makes them feel uncomfortable or it changes their vision or perspective on something, right? You want to support them. You want to be their friend. You want to be someone they trust, someone they respect, and someone they like to be around. Okay, so you want to build that mutual trust between you and someone with more power, okay? And it's important to support them. All right? So once that person that has more power sees that you are helping them, you are helping the community, you're helping the circle, you're helping society, you're helping the group, then it's just going to be natural where people are going to be more drawn to you because you're so helpful to the community. You're so willing to give and sacrifice for the community, for the greater good, so that sense of promotion will be natural for you because you're putting so much effort and energy and trust into making the community stronger. So then they will accept you and they will promote you naturally when the opportunity comes, when there needs to be a new leader or a new person in charge and whatnot. Okay, so some tactics for forming For joining a new group would be, like I said, refrain from truly speaking what's on your mind. Just suppress your true thoughts a little bit at first, especially if you don't know a person or if you're not very comfortable with someone, because you don't want to make someone feel uncomfortable, right? Once someone feels uncomfortable, then that goes a long way to build that trust and to build that comfort back. People are very sensitive and very defensive in this time of age. So it's really important to make the other person feel comfortable. So maybe instead of truly saying, like, maybe you think someone's shoes are ugly, and he's somewhat of an authoritative position, maybe you can, compliment on his necktie. Hey, you got a nice tie. Or you need any help with that? I can help you, or something. Make him feel like you're useful and you're helpful to him or her. Okay, and you could do this by supporting them, what they're doing, what they're saying, agreeing with them. Yeah, I agree with that. I can relate to that. In fact, this happened to me last week. Blah yada 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 yada. And being friendly. You got to be very open, be kind of vulnerable. Smile. Make them feel good. Make them remember you for your friendly personality and making a positive impact on their day. Okay, and be nice and courteous. This is also important, to be nice and courteous to all members of the group. So you're not only kissing ass to the authoritative figure, like the leader, but you're also being friendly to everyone in the group, so everyone will be comfortable and supportive when you are eventually promoted into a higher powered position. And some of this is very subtle. Like if it's like a group of friends, then obviously someone isn't going to just promote you or something. But if you're like hanging with a group of friends and you hang out with them every week, you probably host some parties at your house or whatever. You like buy your friends some like drinks or something. You're very funny. You bring a lot of energy and life into the group. Then the group will naturally like you and accept you for your personality, for making everyone's night better or day better, and they're just going to naturally accept you in. And in like some situations, there doesn't really need to be some kind of hierarchy or some kind of leader, but I think that's the best scenario, where everyone is a leader for himself and no one's really a follower, but you guys are all leading to achieve something good for the whole group. But in reality, there's always going to be some people that are shy, some people that are like depressed, some people that are introverted and whatnot. So there's always going to be some people that are quieter and some people that are louder. But just accept that that's how it is. And you're never going to find a perfect group. Every group will have a flaw. Maybe someone talks too much. Maybe someone smells. Maybe someone's ugly. Maybe you don't get along with this person. Maybe you have no common interests. Okay, it's never going to be perfect. So just accept that life is not perfect. Just be happy for who you are. Be who you are. Don't try to change who you are to impress or cater to another person. But that doesn't mean that you should just say whatever is on your mind and just be rude and blunt and be very straightforward about things. You need to kind of like ease it in. Like, you can show your good side of your personality. Maybe you're a very good listener. Maybe you're a very creative thinker. Maybe you're a very supportive friend. Whatever positive traits you have, try to put it on the table for everyone to see, and they'll just naturally accept you for who you are, and you'll be, invited or accepted to be in a group. All right, so that is all I'm going to say about feeling inferior and dominant to others. And this can go very deep, and I'm probably going to go more deeper into it later, but I don't like making videos too long, so I'm going to end it there. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Bye.